we've seen what it takes to be a loose woman, but what we're famous for is our ability to talk about almost anything.
But one topic that's never far from our lips.
Men.
I think men should live next door to women. I just don't think... Yeah, you know what I mean? Take them out like ironing boards when you need it.
I used to do it all, didn't we, girl? Yes.
Do you not anymore?
The cooking, the cleaning, the washing, the ironing, and it's all a load of old trollocs.
If you say to a man, can you put the bins out? They'll say yes, and then they don't put them out. And so you might as well just get up and do it yourself, because they're that slow.
But Tim has this thing about every time I'm driving, he's going, keep it smooth. Keep it smooth. I'm going to start a company, Smooth Cars. Smooth Cars. He's been saying that for 20 years. Because my dad used to say, drive like you want to be driven. Smooth Cars, that's what I'm going to call it. Keep it smooth, keep it smooth. All the time. And if I'm about 35 miles away from the curb, he's going, like that.
When you're retired and all of a sudden you're stuck 24 hours a day in a house together, I think it's very healthy for men to play golf. I think it's very, very healthy for men to have an allotment and a shed.
You know, we've knocked our house down, all this sort of thing. So we were there yesterday, and it's a right old mess, big building site, and we were talking about how we want the, you know, the patio done and this sort of thing. And I wanted something over there, he wanted it over there. So we sort of chatted it through. So basically, it came down to sort of base tactics. So if you let me have it over there, I'll pay you in kind.
Oh. When is the right time to utter those 3 little words?
Well, you see.
Yeah. When did you tell our Raymondo?
7th date.
7th date.
I think Jodie went a bit soon.
7th date or 7th day?
7th date.
7th date?
Day.
Day.
7th day?
7th day!
Oh, I'd had a week of him, I knew.
Did you go out every night?
I saw him nearly every night for the 7 days. All night.
Hey!
I'm in this car in the rain going to Devon or somewhere to a B&B for a dirty weekend, and I'm really, being the actress in me, you know, I really am living this, and we're going in the rain in the car, and it's all
very
when we get there it'll be all, you know, and it's all I love you and I love everything about you and I love the way you're driving the car, you know. And I don't know what it was during the course of the drive, but I just looked at him and I thought, oh no.
Any experience dating the upper classes?
Yes, I did once, actually, long time ago. I mean, he was extremely wealthy, from a completely different world. And, you know, the fact is it probably worked both ways, because he probably wanted to go out with me because he wanted to see what it would be like to have a bit of rough. And, you know, I quite wanted to see what it was like to have a bit of posh.
Now, I think there should be a saying that says, I lust you. You know? Because let's be honest, you know...
A lot of that, yeah. Don't they?
Yeah, it's
What was that? Could you do the accompanying action again?
It's that, I lust you. Oh, come here. It's that, isn't it?
And I thought, I love this man, and I told him, and I was
And you must
scared
have
him off.
you must have felt that he felt that
You
too.
only thought you loved him. You just said, I only thought I loved
I mean, I thought to myself, I love this man, I'm going to tell him. I mean, I thought to myself, I also had to tell him, you know, I was expecting. But
I'm not meant to have another man ever in my life. No, because...
She's right.
You're right. I see, Coleen knows me well. Coleen knows.
She's right, there's no one up there with that level.
My ex-husband once said I was doing this play in the West End and somebody came up after the first night and said, oh, Linda, you looked fantastic. And my ex-husband said, yes, she's very good from a distance, my wife.
Oh, I did say a put down to my ex-husband once in the, you know, throes of passion. And I did say to him, can't you think of anybody either?
And I was going out with a really lovely bloke. He was really nice, and I just didn't want to go out with him anymore. And I was young, and I couldn't bring myself to say the words. So as he popped out for something, and there was a napkin on the table, and I wrote on it, like, the first letters of the words, I don't want to go out with you anymore. I did WGTG. So, and then I just put work it out and left.
I'm admitting it. I'm not very good at long-term relationships. Is that a bad thing?
No, not at all. You go for it, girl. I'm with you. I'm right behind you. I'll have what you've got left.
I was on holiday recently in Mallorca, and I was lying on a sunbed, and this was quite, you know, quite a nice posh hotel, and And there was this bloke, sort of, I don't know, 10 feet away from me, and he just coughed all the time. And the thing is, I got up and I looked around and it was quite busy and there were no spare sunbeds for me to move. And I was like, and it was, you know, when someone keeps doing something, you wait for the next one. You're like, oh, he won't do it. And then you know he's going to do it again. He does it again. And so, in my frustration, I started tooting really loudly, like, oh, like that.
I don't like somebody thinner than me because I like to eat pies and have pizza.
Carol, there is a rule in life. You never
It's
date
not
a man
been a
whose thighs are thinner than yours.
It's lovely having that comfortable relationship with someone where you can just sit in a room and not speak for an hour or so. And yet you can be chatty 1 minute, and also I had that with Henrik. That was a good part of my marriage, ladies and gentlemen. I did have a good bit. And that was when we didn't speak.
Men sometimes kind of, they don't do it anyway, you know, men don't cry and men don't... And if you're not careful, you meet these men who, they do sex and they do sort of handshaking and they don't do anything in between. And you've got to teach people to hug. And if you've met him as well, have you? Yeah.
Marrying him.
What's on your checklist then, Carol?
Oh, well, I think at the moment they just have to be breathing.
Alive.